A remarkable tale of human perseverance, it is. Soul surfer Bethany Hamilton's incredible tale of surviving a shark attack. In 2018, her life's tale was adapted into a documentary, a film, and a book. This is not everything. The world took notice of her when she was just 13 years old. While surfing in Hawaii in 2003, Bethany Hamilton was bit by a shark, which resulted in the loss of her arm. Are you seriously planning to go surfing again? In my opinion. Sure, I am aware. But her unwavering commitment to following her heart moved people worldwide. My lifelong goal is to become the best surfer I can be. But also to serve as an example to others and cheer them on as they travel their own paths. Consequently, the amputation of my arm was really a minor setback. And sort of persisted along the same road that I had already planned. As a professional surfer, Bethany is now 29 years old. Bethany Hamilton Unstoppable is a documentary that tells her story. It had to be doable, not easy. Her return and subsequent success are depicted in the film. To get back into the sport she loved, she had to put in a lot of time and effort training. My first wave was so powerful that I rode it all the way to the shore while standing on one arm. It was the most ordinary wave I had ever surfed, yet it felt like the most extraordinary all at once. On top of that, I was overcome with happiness and tears of joy. There was, in a sense, no going backwards after that. Getting married and having a family since then have also been important life milestones for her. It is possible that Bethany's 2 sons may continue her career. My 4-year-old son, in particular, is enjoying himself tremendously because he is discovering the joys of surfing in the ocean. Wow, yet, when he has even minor difficulties, it's like attempting to communicate. Hope and triumph told from a small person's perspective, as if to simplify things. Hollywood has already adapted her story a number of times. Would you suppose it's possible for you to visit this place daily? Soul Surfer, a film from 2011, is adapted from the same titled autobiography by Bethany. The show stars Anna Sophia Robb and Carrie Underwood, and it's funny how bad things can happen to the best of us. It demonstrated how the group not only helped her regain control of her life, but also how they helped others do the same. How does all this work? It was country-specific after some fan correspondence. Someone in North Carolina's 8th grade lost an arm. I've inspired him to try out for the school soccer team, and he'll be cheering me on at my next tournament. Throughout her rise from teen idol to professional surfer, Inside Edition has tracked Bethany's career, while simultaneously trying to comprehend the significance of her life's influence on several individuals. My home is on Kauai, so it's a little town, but then I get the itch to go. Departing from Kauai, and people are simply approaching me and striking up conversations. It's amazing, challenging, and awesome all rolled into one. She now hopes that Unstoppable will encourage a younger generation of kids as they face the challenges of coming of age. I was just saying that God created something good out of what appeared to be a horrible situation, and I am grateful for that. Despite all of Bethany Hamilton's successes, the memory of that shark attack never really leaves her. She then took a bold step. Some are questioning Bethany Hamilton's judgment on an anti-shark equipment as she is the most well-known shark victim in the world. In 2003, while Bethany was a teenager in Hawaii, she suffered a devastating loss, her left arm. She is now endorsing a product known as shark bands. I found a larger portion of myself when I learned about shark bands. The gadget is fastened to your ankle or wrist. Powerful magnetic technology is supposedly emitted, according to the maker. The manufacturers claim that in 2020, while visiting Hawaii, President Obama was seen wearing one on his ankle. What about its efficacy, though? A number of people are taking to social media to express their disapproval of Bethany's endorsement, with some describing the gadget as a gimmick that would give people a false sense of security. Bethany and I had a conversation today. Many are upset that you're promoting this goods. According to them, it's just a gimmick, and deceives individuals into thinking they are safe. In response to those who find fault with you, what message do you send? Simply directing the naysayers to Shark Band's website and encouraging them to read testimonials would suffice. Hundreds of people have reported encounters with sharks while wearing shark bands. I would say it has been a blessing. Testimonials were outstanding, and it had the backing of many respected ocean figures, including professional surfers, divers, and spearfishers. And thus, a great deal of relief washed over me when I first began using it. According to an interview this Florida teen gave to Inside Edition in 2016, he received shark bracelets as a gift. According to him, the first time he wore it, a shark bit him. For the past 3 years, I've been surfing at this beach. Although I have seen sharks before, I have never been bit by one until the very first time I wore it. This aggressive lunge at a jet skier and the upsurge in shark attacks in Florida both occurred at the same time as Bethany's endorsement. This shark dude is very violent. Nathan Garrison is a firm believer in Shark Band and its product. Bike helmets and seatbelts aren't foolproof, just like any other safety measure. Conveniently reducing danger in our life, we use them daily. That's what you'll find in a shark net when you go diving. The teen from Florida allegedly assaulted the shark after falling off a surfboard onto its back. Greg Metzger specialized in sharks. Sharks are able to locate possible prey by picking up on the faint electrical signals emitted by such objects. Because of this, the band is built to be a deterrent by overwhelming such systems. Following the commercial break, Bethany Hamilton was attacked by a tiger shark. But picture yourself confronted with a gigantic great white shark. We will demonstrate that to you shortly. Thank you for returning to Inside Edition Examines. The world's sharks and shark attacks are the focus of our investigation. The tale of one of the largest sharks ever discovered is told here. Seeing the biggest shark in the world is an extremely unusual occurrence. Deep Blue is the name of the legendary beast. A courageous diver is swimming close to the great white, and she was just spotted off the coast of Oahu. It appears like they're getting along just fine. Holding hands, a female diver and the shark are truly in the water. The scuba diver gets a close-up shot while posing with the shark. The scuba diver proceeds to display a set of incredibly sharp teeth before placing her hand on Deep Blue's head. As he stands lengthwise alongside the 20-foot-long shark, the diver resembles a miniature figurine. Dive teams with more courage approach. Someone is so kind as to pet her. Deep Blue has her very own Twitter account because of how well known she is among shark researchers. 3 years have passed since her last sighting near Mexico's Guadalupe Island. Oahu was reached by Deep Blue after a journey of 2,500 kilometers. The enormous shark's unique patterns make her easily identifiable. Listen up, she's 50 years old. Ocean Ramsey, the stunning swimsuit model featured in these breathtaking images and footage, was our interviewee. Additionally, she is a marine researcher who is still in shock over her near encounter. A very mild-mannered woman, she was. To work with great whites for more than a decade, and I've never encountered anything like them. She resembles an elderly shark in appearance. By big, I imply enormous. I see. Shall we give it a go? Got a good look at it? An exclusive interview with Orlando's Prosthetic and Orthotic Associates was conducted by Inside Edition. When a prosthetic limb was put on Addison. How does it seem to you? I'm not in pain. It's very similar to a tingling feeling. One should expect to pay about $75,000 for the most cutting-edge prosthesis. Allow me to present the moment of truth. On the left side, good, hips through, heel, toe. Embracing the world around her. She is a bit clumsy and cautious at first. Very good. Very good. However, the courageous adolescent is back on his feet in no time. Swifter, swifter, swifter. Very well. Very well. Very well. Great job. Patterson, who established the clinic, is in awe of her new, natural gait. Speed, speed. It's done. It's done. It's one of a kind. An overachiever, she is. In order to help Addison get well, what should she do next? Think like a 17-year-old. Seize the day. Jump back into the pool. She will overcome any obstacle. Michelle and Shane, her parents, who have been by her side since the shark attack, were moved to tears. An enormous embrace has me ensconced. Her incredible. She has stunned everyone at the hospital ever since she began to regain consciousness. At the end of the day, I am still gorgeous and I am still myself. Wow, you're stunning. Elevated beauty from head to toe. Addison was able to leave therapy all by herself by the conclusion of the day. Advancing with each stride towards a fresh start. She is the 17-year-old who, 15 months ago, in North Carolina, was attacked by sharks and lost a limb and 2 fingers. A shark attack has occurred. Someone in the water is bleeding. Shark Attack, the Paige Winter story airs tonight, and ABC's Robin Roberts has followed Paige Winter for a whole year to prepare for it. Pagery experienced the split second that altered the course of her life irrevocably. It spewed out my hands, which was awful. I was subsequently reinserted into its mouth. What I desire is this. Her father, who fought off the shark's onslaught by punching it 5 times, also tells her story. That they must seize your child's God is heartbreaking to hear. Paige is clearly not the kind to give up quickly, even though it has been difficult at times. So, what's on your mind? What is it like to have a conversation with a famous person? Watch as Paige, accompanied by her new prosthetic leg, makes her triumphant return to school in this special. Is it okay if I embrace you? Yes. Okay, that's great. Of course. Listen, man. Thank you, I am completely crippled. Your beauty remains unmatched. Homecoming Queen was even an option for her. Paige Winter is running for Homecoming Queen. I am extremely impressed by Paige's upbeat attitude. Nothing will ever be the same again, that much was clear to me right from the start. To the extent that I am still Paigey, that is. Modestly distinct. Once more, it has occurred. Today, a surfer who was mauled by a shark is in the process of healing. It pulled me off my board, but I managed to kick my foot out of the water at the same time. Austin Reed takes a splash at North Carolina's Ocean Isle Beach in this video. Only a few seconds afterward. This is where we found the shark. Sister Austin dialed emergency services. Is the bleeding severe? Sure, it's the foot. Working pressure is on it, and we have it wrapped. Even this bed is made of bone. It is visible, I assure you. My only concern was stopping the bleeding. Fortunately, Austin's mother was there at the shore. A nurse, she is. I truly entered nurse mode when I used a beach towel to apply a tourniquet to his leg. 15 miles distant, a bull shark attacked and severed the limb and digits of 17-year-old Paige Winter just last week. Her condition is critical. Her limb is nearly severed. America is seeing an increase in shark attacks. 32 in the past year itself. More than twice as much as last year. 2 other survival stories will follow the break, one of which involves a college student who charged head-on into an approaching shark. This is a video of a shark attack. Tyler McQuillan, a 22-year-old college student, initially mistook his buddy's violent grasp on his fin for a practical prank. Unfortunately, the shark had already nibbled on his toes. The shark returns, this time aiming for Tyler's head, but he manages to grab his spear gun after dropping it, which might have saved his life. The shark comes back after Tyler pushes back. He uses his spear pistol to poke it. At which point the great white stops hunting. I nipped the shark in the ribs as soon as it turned around. The spear's tip still bears the stain of the shark. As quickly as he can, Tyler swims to shore and gives his friend a warning. An unlikely hero returns home for a special occasion. Lulu Gribben, a 15-year-old girl who survived a terrible shark attack, goes home. We adore you, Lily Strong. The double amputee proudly displayed her prosthetic arm as she made her way through her hometown on a golf cart adorned in her beloved color, purple. The streets were lined with people who wanted to see her succeed. Lulu Strong is being read by many. On a Florida beach off the coast, Lulu was attacked by a fearsome shark, which caused her to lose her left hand and a portion of her right leg. The teen was hospitalized for 2 months before he was finally well enough to return to Alabama. Good to see you again, Lulu. Everyone in the nation is rooting for Lulu. Hello, Lulu. Luke Bryan is among the many famous people who have offered words of condolence. You have our prayers for a speedy recovery. Your experiences are beyond my comprehension. Charles Barkley, another native of Alabama. Stay strong and keep going. Definitely Lulu Strong. What a hopeful tale. In the next scene, a young boy's first swim in the ocean takes a terrible turn after a shark bites him. Fort Lauderdale, Florida was in the news 3 years ago due to a spate of shark attacks. Return with me. An increase in shark attacks has been observed alongside the opening of more beaches. Just last week, there were 3 along the eastern coast of Florida. Many hungry sharks are swimming in locations during spring break, and experts believe we're in the midst of one of the world's largest shark migrations. Trent Less reports. No less than 3 of these Florida spring breakers were victims of shark attacks within a week. The most recent casualty is J.J. Souza, a 7-year-old. At Fort Lauderdale Beach, he was swimming when he got bit. The small child's hand bore a deep wound from the monster. Feel any pain? Yes, it did. 3 days prior, a 6-foot black tip shark attacked Bryce Albert, a 20-year-old college student from Palm Beach. Take a look at those nibble marks. That had to have stung so bad. It's completely different. It's as if my brain failed to register it. Take it all in, since I've never felt this way before. He underwent surgery and is currently recovering from a 9-year-old Jay Weisskopf. His mom, Christine, describes it as a scene straight out of a Hollywood film, and he was in Miami with his family when he suffered a severe wound to his right arm. We barely lasted 5 minutes in the water, but it was this child's first experience with the ocean. You can't help but feel utter terror when you see even a small cut on your child. According to scientists, one of the biggest shark migrations in the world is currently taking place off the coast of Florida, and all 3 of these sharks are probably prey. Right before spring break. Along with the abundance of spring breakers, this time of year brings a plethora of sharks to the area. There are steps you can take, he argues, to make yourself less vulnerable to assault. Stay away from murky water, low light, or dawn or dusk, as these situations reduce visibility. Shark attacks have happened to even the most seasoned swimmers. Our next story will tell you about that. Pay attention. Caleb Adams, a father of 3, was the latest victim of a shark attack. That sounded like a savage scream, it was audible. Kevin Beard was out on the water when he heard his friends yelling for help. They go swimming in Del Mar, just outside of San Diego, with a group of pals multiple times a week. I spoke to Cameron and suggested that we go. Jumping in without hesitation, they dove headfirst. Choosing to do nothing was an option, was less desirable than the alternative of taking a chance and venturing forth. The body was discovered with severe injuries, including open wounds to the hand and chest. It seemed like he was attempting to shake it off. According to him, he even struck the shark's nose after claiming to have it in his hands. He claimed to have punched the object twice. The lifeguarding skills that Cameron Whiting had acquired became useful. I tried to hide it because I didn't want him to know how terrible it was when I saw it for the first time. In order to prevent him from looking down, I held his hand. When we realized it was a shark bite, it was terrifying. Until an ambulance came, the swimmers bandaged Caleb's wounds and put him back on a surfboard. While the enormity of the disaster and tragedy has astonished me, the swiftness with which everyone responded has not taken me by surprise. In spite of the horror that happened only 2 days ago, they are all planning to go swimming again today. Returning to the sea, they have made a change. With one person on a surfboard assigned to keep an eye out for potential danger, they have decided to swim in closer proximity to one another. Victims of a string of shark attacks in North Carolina scramble to find answers. However, you may safeguard yourself from harm in a few different ways. After the break, we will discuss those. A horrific shark attack in North Carolina has just occurred, and the call to 911 that follows is incredibly distressing. An ambulance is urgently required. Tragedy strikes as beachgoers scream for rescue. Is there a senior among them? Being held. The whole ordeal with 12-year-old Kawir was terrifying. Photographer Steve Bowser was on vacation when he captured these heroic individuals attempting to staunch Kirsten's blood. He likens it to a horror film. It felt straight out of Jaws. Flee from the water, everyone is screaming. The next day, the unimaginable takes place. There was yet another assault close to Wilmington, about 2 miles away on Oak Island Beach. Once again, a juvenile, this time Hunter Treshell, who is 16 years old. Is this real? People said he yelled. Does it have a plot? While they hauled him out of the sea. The 2 victims, who were both injured and taken to the same hospital, are now without arms. A 13-year-old had a near-death experience with a shark on the same beach 2 days prior to the attacks. Her boogie board bears the marks of bites. It was a narrow escape for her. Astonishment fills the local fire chief. This is my 16th year here. Until now, nothing of this magnitude has ever occurred. Thousands upon thousands of sharks make the journey up the East Coast at this time of year, seeking cooler waters. The beaches will be much busier with swimmers as summer approaches, but there are measures you can take to avoid being a victim of shark attacks. First and foremost, swim with a group. Sharks typically prey on unsuspecting humans. Second, remain near the coast. 3. Don't go swimming at night, first light, or sunset. The sharks will be feeding at that moment. Rest assured, it is not safe to swim when you are bleeding. The senses of smell and taste are heightened in sharks. Fifthly, avoid jewelry with a lot of sparkle. Light reflected off the surface resembles shimmering fish scales. Advice you can put to use to avoid this situation. Getting off the beach, a guy reaches down and grabs a shark with his bare hands. Take a look at this. A college student unexpectedly finds himself in a shark-infested pool. He is being pursued by them. Excuse me, but would you kindly leave? It took place at the Atlantis Resort, a popular Bahamian tourist destination. I stepped out of the water and peered down to see him standing at my ankle. I had no clue he was approaching. While spending spring break with 3 friends, Michael Lay, a sophomore at UCF, was challenged to jump into the shark-infested pool by one of them. Excuse me, but would you kindly leave? You can make out 4 of the 25 or 30 sharks that Michael mentioned, and he thinks there were more than that. The video was shot by Will McCloskey. In that case, how did it feel? When your friend takes you up on your dare, this shark charges straight at him. What on earth have I gotten this shark into? I watched as it swam up and down the river. Get out, get out, get out is what I'm shouting. It was a bit nerve-wracking, for sure. I had the opportunity to swim with these terrifying predators in the Bahamas in 2015. They were around 5 or 6 feet long. To my knowledge, this is the most insane thing I have ever done. What Michael did may be interpreted similarly. Excuse me, but would you kindly leave? Oh. Shark attacks jet skiers in a scary encounter. Be scared when you see the bull shark circling one jet skier. After that, he suddenly attacks. This shark is very violent, you know. This shark still has more to give. The monstrous creature continues to circle, seemingly intent on catching another jet skier. My goodness. Seeing a bull shark that aggressive is a bit scary. Just a few days after 3 individuals were assaulted on the same day. Andrew Cady and his kid were jet skiing off Grayton Beach in the Florida Panhandle when they came face to face with the shark. It ascends from the depths of the ocean and swims towards the rear of my jet ski. Just a short distance away from the scene of the weekend attack on 3 swimmers, this incident took place. Elizabeth Foley, 45 years old, had to have a limb amputated, along with the amputation of a girl's hand and leg at the age of 15. We questioned Joseph Aiello, co-founder and curator of the Long Island Aquarium, on the possibility that these attacks are all caused by the same rogue shark. If I had to guess, I'd say it was probably just one person patrolling the neighborhood, but I don't think you could rule out the possibility. It's a remarkable sight. People from the Coast Guard who are swimming in the water for fun are suddenly targeted by gunfire. Why were shots fired? A shark is charging straight toward them. The shark will eat their unicorn floatai, too. They quickly swim to safety as soon as they notice the 8-foot shark is there. A handful of the folks clamber up the rungs. Some make it to a rescue boat in the water, where they are rescued. According to the Coast Guard, while on surveillance for illegal fishing in Fiji, they decided to go into the water for a refreshing dip. Each swim must be accompanied by the launch of a safety boat and the deployment of a sharpshooter to detect and neutralize sharks. They were well prepared, I suppose. This marksman fired his weapon. Those were merely warning shots. The beast's elimination was not part of the plan. Taking aim without hesitation, he judged the shark's position in regard to the crew and fired. As he precisely fired off a barrage of shots towards the shark. Get all the way around it, over it, and then scare the bejesus out of it. Once everyone on board had been removed from the water, the shark swam away unharmed. The sole casualty was this police officer. No, that's just a scrape from getting on board, it's not a shark bite. It is, in fact, smack dab in the center of his shark tattoo. Get up and go. An individual seizes a live shark that came dangerously close to swimmers on a beach in New Jersey using only his bare hands. Astonished onlookers were able to see it all on film thanks to Andrew Boris. It seems like this man is getting closer to it. Seriously, is this person insane? Perhaps he mistook it for something else or simply wasn't sure it was a shark. The shark was subsequently returned to the water for its natural habitat. A jet ski riding lifeguard eventually jumps in to lend a hand. With the shark still in their grasp, the two continue their journey towards its eventual release. We can now add a shark's tail to the guys list, and I had the opportunity to briefly speak with him. Fortunately, they managed to escape unharmed. We appreciate you tuning in to Inside Edition as we investigate the shark attack on Bethany Hamilton and other survivors. Keep watching the webcast to see more incredible stories from Inside Edition.